Good morning. It feels like quite a while that we've been on pause, although I think it's only been, when is that? So it's the middle of May now, and our previous transfer was middle to the end of February. So there's just been a lot going on that I won't update you fully on everything now in this video, but I just wanted to check in relation to where we currently are sitting and what we're waiting for. So as I would have explained, I had my natural killer cell test done with Dr. Gavin Sachs. That has got to be about, I'm going to say that was probably over a month ago now. It's been quite a while since then. We were told that testing would take up to 6 weeks because it goes over to Spain to get tested or something like that. So, which was totally fine because we were kind of plateauing kind of a bit, figuring out what we were doing and what our next step was. So that was totally fine. But we're getting a little bit antsy now because it feels like it's taking ages. So we have a meeting with Dr. Gavin Sachs in 2 weeks to go through those results, which, if you don't remember, that was just my blood test only because I'm carrying hopefully both of our babies, all of our babies. I'm laughing at that because I want maybe 3. Melissa wants 2. So anyways, we'll see who wins. Let's just get one at the moment. We don't even have one. So let's just get one and then we'll go from there. But he basically said that she didn't really need to have that testing done. It was mainly me because I'm the carrier. So been waiting for that for quite a while. It'll be really interesting to see what comes up in relation to that. The other thing that we did a couple of weeks ago, so it was 2 weeks ago yesterday, or 2 weeks ago the other day, we did our genetic counselling and we did genetic testing. So that was really interesting. The genetic counselling was super, super interesting, really informative. Just so because I'm not even sure if I've even said this, but our new donor has 2 possible carriers. So one definite carrier, I think, and the other one is a possible carrier. So we've gotten tested for 2 of those diseases, I guess, to see if we're carriers, because if we're carriers, then there's a high chance that our baby will have that or whatever it is. So she kind of went through all of that, and we had that testing done 2 weeks ago. So that was, I think it was a saliva test that we did, which was anyone that knows me, I hate saliva, so it's just going to be fantastic when I have a baby. But vomit, but more so saliva, like dribble, oh my god, it freaks me out. So we had to spit into a vial, which I'll post a photo here so you can see where the arrow is, and we had to send that off. So that went off to the US to get tested, and we're still waiting on those results. So those results, we've been told, can take up to 4 to 5 weeks. So like I said, that was 2 weeks ago, so we're still in the wait for that. We have got some plans as for what we're going to do next, which I will go through, but it's kind of a bit of a race against the clock, like whether or not we can even do anything, because right now we don't even have sperm. So yes, we've purchased it to a degree, like we've kind of sectioned it off, but we haven't bought it into the clinic yet because we have to go through those testing. So it's kind of like putting like a deposit on it, so to speak, maybe. So that's kind of where we're up to. We kind of feel really we're overweighting now. We want to get things moving. We have had some time to grieve. It's been pretty awful that we had that miscarriage. So it was just pretty awful what we went through with, as you saw, the roller coaster of first of all seeing that test positive on that 9 days and us not seeing it at the first glance, and then Melissa seeing it. It was just like, oh my god, I can't, what the hell, and then it getting darker, and then our beta comes back. Oh, it's a chemical, be prepared, basically. And then the test getting darker, and then our beta on Monday. So that first beta was Friday, the next beta on the Monday, it's 130. So obviously you're thinking, this is great, it's on the way up. And then, yeah, the next day I think it started to go down, which is just awful. No, it didn't actually. I'm going to say it was like probably even the day after that, because I remember I tested the day after my bloods and I was getting a diastema, like starting to get a diastema. Anyways, so that's where we're up to. We're waiting. We've got a lot of moving parts. I'll check in with you guys when I can as to how that natural killer cell test went, whether or not anything came up in relation to that, and whether or not we can get to our next stage that I guess I'll go through in another video as to what our plan is. But again, it's all kind of a race against the clock if we can even get there because of the timing of everything. So thank you everyone for your comments. You are just amazing. It feels really nice that we are supported on this online community full of strangers really, but it's just really nice because they're mostly full of strangers that have gone through this or are going through it and understand, so it's really nice. But anyways, that's enough for me, so I'm gonna have my coffee, get into work, and I'll check in with you when I have another update.